The previous episode we have learnt what are the different types of terrestrial plants. There are 4 types of terrestrial plants. That is plants of plains, plants of hilly areas, plants of marshy areas, and desert plants. So in this episode we will learn about the second type of plants, that is aquatic plants. So we will learn about aquatic plants. Aquatic plants. So what are aquatic plants? So the word aqua. So the word aqua means water. So the word aqua means water. So that's why the plants which grow in the water are called aquatic plants. So that's why the name came from the word aqua. So that's why the plants are named as aquatic plants. So because these plants will grow near or inside the water. So if you go to a park or garden or any entertainment area, so you will observe small ponds and small lakes, especially in villages or nearby schools. If you go to a nearby ponds or lakes, you will observe there are small plants which are growing in the ponds and also lakes. So those plants which will grow inside the plant and those plants which grow inside the water and near the water are called aquatic plants. So in aquatic plants there are 3 types of plants. So the aquatic plants are 3 types. So the first type is floating plants. The first type is floating plants. And the second type is fixed plants. Fixed plants. And the third type is submerged plants. Submerged plants. So there are 3 types of aquatic plants. So the 3 types are, the first one is floating plants, and the second one is fixed plants, and the third one is submerged plants. So these are the 3 types of aquatic plants. Now let us discuss about the first type of plants, that is floating plants. So what are floating plants? What is floating plants? Floating plants. So floating. So the plants which will float on the surface of the water are called floating plants. So if you observe ponds or lakes in villages or nearby house or nearby your school, you will observe some plants are growing and they live on the surface of the water. So those plants which live or which grow on the surface of the water are called floating plants. The plants which will grow on the surface of the water are called floating plants. And these plants have a less stem. So these plants have very less stem and their roots are poorly developed. So the roots are poorly developed, that means the roots are not large and the roots are not inside, not goes to the inside the water. So their roots are very less and the roots are not properly developed. So their roots are less developed or poorly developed. So the examples for the floating plants are, so we will observe so many types of plants that are floating on the surface of the water of the ponds and lakes in our villages or nearby houses. So the common examples for the floating plants are water hyacinth. So the common example is water hyacinth. So look at the picture. So in the picture you are observing a water hyacinth, and this plant will grow on the surface of the water, especially in the wastewater, in the ponds or canals, especially in wastewater drainages. So especially the ponds or canals which have wastewater, on the surface of that wastewater we will commonly observe this water hyacinth. So in picture you are observing a water hyacinth, and the second example is for the water floating plants are Gesia. So look at the picture. So in the picture you are observing another type of floating plant. So its name is Gesia. And the third example for the floating plants. Third example for the floating plant is lemma. So lemma is another example for the floating plants. So look at the picture. So the picture you are observing a lemma plant. So these are the examples, that water hyacinth, Gesia, lemma. So all these are examples for the plants which will grow on the surface of the water. So especially, how can they float on the water? So how can we float on the water means they have a broad leaves. They have leaves, and that's why they will float on the surface of the water. So this is about floating plants. So the second type of aquatic plants. The second type of aquatic plants is fixed plants. Fixed plants. So fixed means the roots of these plants will fix into the soil present under the water. So that's why these plants are called fixed plants. So the roots of these plants are fixed into the soil under the water. So that's why these plants are called fixed plants. And these plants have a broad leaves. Especially these plants have broad leaves and long stems. So these plants have broad leaves and long stems, and these stems contains air cavities. So that's why these plants will float on the water. So that's why these plants will float on the water, because the stems of these plants are filled with air. That means the stems, inside the stems, the plants have the stems, and inside the stems there are some gaps are left in the stems, and those gaps are filled with air. Those are called air cavities. So because of these air cavities, these plants will float on the surface of the water. And the examples for the fixed plant is, so the common example is lotus. So look at the picture. So you are observing a lotus. All of us know about lotus. The lotus is a very beautiful flower, and it will has a more importance, and it will also used in temples. So that's why it has importance in our Hindu mythologies. So this lotus temple, if you observe the lotus temple, so the lotus temple has a broad leaves under it. So this is about lotus. And another example for fixed plant is trapa. So look at the picture. So you are observing another plant for the fixed example for the fixed plant. So that is a trapa. So this is also example for the fixed plant. So these plants also have a broad leaves and long stems, and because of the air cavities present in their stems, they will float on the water surface. And the third example for the fixed plant is water lily. Water lily. So all of you know the water lily, it is a white color flower, big flower. So we can observe this lotus and water flowers on the surface of the water, especially in the ponds and lakes. If you go to gardens or parks or amusement parks, there you can observe this water lily and lotus. So these are the examples for the fixed plants. So the next, the third type of aquatic plants is submerged plants. Submerged plants. So submerged means so completely sink in the water. So those plants which are grown completely inside the water. So those plants which are present completely inside the water are called submerged plants. So that means the whole body of these plants is completely sink in the water. The whole body of the plant, that means the whole including leaves and flowers. So all the body parts of the plant will present inside the water. So those plants which will grow completely inside the water are called submerged plants. And examples for the submerged plants is, the first example is hydrilla. Hydrilla. So all of you look at the picture. So the picture is showing a plant called hydrilla. So if you observe the picture, the hydrilla plant have a very small leaves and they have a soft stems. So hydrilla have a small leaves and a soft stem. That means their stem is very flexible. So because the stem is flexible, so it can bear the water waves and water currents and it cannot move along with the water. So this flexible stem, this soft stem helps the hydrilla to bear the water currents produced in the ponds or rivers or lakes. And this hydrilla has a one special property and a special feature as a hydrilla, that is it cleans the water. So this hydrilla cleans the water. So it is present inside the water and it will cleanse the water. How it can cleanse the water? So that means it removes the carbon dioxide present in the water. So removes carbon dioxide present in the water. So that means it intakes the carbon dioxide and releases oxygen. So in this way, the hydrilla plant clean the water by removing the carbon dioxide present in the water and releases oxygen. So it takes carbon dioxide and releases oxygen. So that's why these plants are very helpful for the aquatic animals like fishes. So because these plants releases oxygen and this oxygen will be very helpful for the aquatic animals like fishes to survive in the water bodies just like ponds or lakes. So hydrilla cleans the water by taking carbon dioxide and they releases oxygen. This released oxygen is very helpful to the aquatic animals. And the second example for the submerged plants is Vallisneria. So Vallisneria. So look at the picture. Here the picture is showing a Vallisneria plant. So if you observe carefully the Vallisneria plant, so the Vallisneria plant has a ribbon-like leaves Whereas the hydrilla plant has very small leaves, whereas Vallisneria plant has ribbon-like leaves. That means the leaves are in ribbon-like shapes, and the leaves are very long. So both hydrilla and Vallisneria has some opposite features. That is, hydrilla has a small leaves and Vallisneria has a long leaves. And hydrilla has a narrow leaves, whereas Vallisneria has a ribbon-like leaves. So these are the two examples for the submerged plants. So because of these plants present inside the water, so these plants are very helpful to the aquatic animals because they release oxygen, and the released oxygen is very helpful to survive the aquatic animals in the water bodies like ponds and rivers. So this is about the third type of aquatic plants, submerged plants.